She's attacked Gina Carano, she's attacked Jeremy Renner. Heck, she's even attacked Prince Charming. Rachel Zegler is now under attack as the Walt Disney Company allegedly is looking to replace her as Snow White for significant portions of the film. We'll tell you who is replacing the young star and why this might just be the kind of person that Rachel Zegler finally cannot attack.
The original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There is a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her. Weird. So we didn't do that this time.
Hello folks, welcome back to the Pro Channel. Excited to have each and every one of you there and here. And well, we'll just share time together along with Michelle of Force of Light. Michelle, welcome back.
Yes, always nice to be back.
Absolutely, and we've got quite the story to bring forth to the audience out there, folks. Back in 2023, we did a number of leaks, scoops, rumors. We broke a lot of stuff, I think, right here on the channel, and we're going to try to get back into the saddle of doing that in 2024. We've had a few big stories, but none quite so big as this one, I guess. This is going to be a doozy, and folks, it just came out on That Park Place. I am the author of this one, and we'll cover it as if it's here, because it is. Here we go. Exclusive: Rachel Zegler rumored to have reduced role in upcoming Disney Snow White live-action remake. And, it's like I said, Michelle, in the intro, it's amazing the idea that this young actress, she's Snow White. So how do you reduce Snow White? Well, they've come up with a way. We'll talk about it. But it's amazing to me that she must be so, so abrasive, and that the movie must have performed so poorly that they're trying to get away from this. I also want to say, folks, that we're in rumor and speculation territory. That said, some of this is being confirmed rapidly. And so I'm actually a little bit nervous that by the time this video comes out, that some of this will be already confirmed more than I wish for it to be, because we want the exclusive, darn it. Here's the article. The Hollywood starlet has not done much to endear herself with the industry, co-workers, or fans. Now the Walt Disney Company may be cutting back on Rachel Zegler from her leading Snow White role. And goes ahead and gives the disclaimer at the top about this being rumor and speculation. Rachel Zegler has made quite the name for herself in Hollywood. It's not all good. Maybe most of it isn't. Sure, she made some inroads with the ideologues and zealots when she went after Gina Carano, then again going after Jeremy Renner right after he risked his life to throw someone out of harm's way. Probably a bad look. And you can see there she's got the tweet. Actually, I think the new Hawkeye should be blankety, blankety, blank, garbage, blank, blank, monster. You get the idea. Then, of course, there was a time she called Prince Charming a creeper, or maybe a stalker. Hard to say. Got the video there. And it keeps going on the things that she's done poorly. Here's the scoop, and Michelle, I want your thoughts on it. According to a source we believe to have accurate information, Disney has been looking for a way to soften the image of Snow White as played by Rachel Zegler in the movie. According to the source, the amount of reshoots they need for Zegler is prohibitively intense. And it also doesn't make much sense to try having her play the role in a more heartwarming, traditional manner if she's also playing it quite differently in the original footage. As an example, the source says the chances of Rachel Zegler convincingly singing "Someday My Prince Will Come" after her interviews to be about as zero can be. And so, Michelle, I don't know if you've been reading down any at all, but we'll cut to the chase here. Here's the plan, folks. Here's what they've come up with at Disney, apparently, according to this source. And remember, rumor and speculation territory, but it's getting confirmed more and more. So we'll show you that in just a second. The source claims that Disney has hired a young actress to play Snow White as a child. The idea is to cut time out of Zegler's performance, show Snow White as a cute little kid, and soften the character with flashbacks and or a major origin story portion at the beginning of the film. Of course, edits have not begun for these scenes, as we believe they're not even shot yet, so things could change. That said, if they do go forward with a significant cutaway to Snow White as a child, this is a deviation from the original. And wouldn't you know it, after receiving this information last week, it turns out there are sites reporting that Disney has indeed hired a young actress to take the role. And that would mean they're actively inserting a new childhood portion of the movie that wasn't originally planned. Michelle, let's go to you now, and then we'll talk about this young actress who will be taking the role of Snow White away from Rachel Zegler for portions of the film. And clearly that wasn't the original plan. But Michelle, your thoughts on this this strategy by Disney to bring in someone else to play Snow White at a younger age?
Well, I mean, first, it just shows how bad they think it is. That that they need to bring in a young actress to do this when they never had intended to do that. We haven't really seen that in a Snow White movie. But I'm just kind of wondering at this point, I mean, maybe you know better than I do on this, like considering how extensive the reshoots are, I don't know why they don't just kind of just redo the movie at this point, almost from just totally redo it. Like
It's pretty close at this point, I would think. Now, I don't know if they can get away contractually from Rachel Zegler. That's what that might be what's holding them back, is they may have a contractual obligation, and that there may be contractual obligations with others that this has to be released in theaters. That's, if you think about Aquaman 2, which, what a horrible disaster. But that horrible disaster had to come to fruition because Amber Heard had a contract that said it had to be, she had to be in it a certain percentage. That might be in Rachel Zegler's contract. I don't know.
But could they not make Rachel Zegler redo it, like just as a softer version and not, to use the word you use, so abrasive?
Well, that's a great point. Now, what I would say to that is, do you think that Disney, as it currently is constituted, wants to force Rachel Zegler to pine over a prince and wish to be saved by a man? Because I even though the market is forcing Disney to make changes, I think that's a bridge too far. I don't think they're willing to do that. I don't think they're willing to be faithful to the original.
Well, that's true.
So then you bring in a kid.
Yeah, so they're probably not going to do that. But it just kind of sounds like this is going to be a total disaster if they don't just totally redo it and give people kind of what they want.
Well, so it's getting the Sonic the Hedgehog treatment, right? So they're bringing in the CGI dwarfs, rather than the real dwarfs, by the way, which they would love to have that money in their pockets and have their careers take off. It's the opportunity of a lifetime. But no, they're going to do CGI.
And wouldn't it be cheaper also?
Oh, it has to be cheaper. Listen, the amount of money that it's going to cost them to overlay CGI dwarfs over real actors, and to motion capture the dwarfs, and to get voice actors to play the dwarfs. I mean, you talk about an astronomical cost. Listen, this film, when it's all said and done, this film might cost $500 million in production alone.
I'm going to stand there 18 hours in a dress of an iconic Disney princess. I deserve to be paid for every hour that it is streamed online.
Well, let's get into the actress, because this is a great chance for her. And while you and I are kind of mocking to some degree, we're having some fun. We're in jest, folks. While we're having some fun at the expense of Rachel Zegler, I suppose, this is a huge opportunity for this girl who's playing the role of the child, and that apparently is Amelia Foucher. So this is being reported by Inside the Magic, but Inside the Magic picked this up from DisInsider. And I believe, based on sources that we have, I believe DisInsider has it correct. The problem is we cannot link to DisInsider because their article was not working at the time of publication for that Park Places article. But folks can go check out Inside the Magic and see that it's linked there to DisInsider and all that. And it says, this according to Chloe James, Disney has reportedly cast actress Amelia Foucher as the younger version of Snow White in its upcoming live-action remake of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Now, she is extremely cute. I mean, she's a cute kid. I'll show you this. So this is Amelia Foucher. And cute kid. Looks, I can see how she could look like a young Rachel Zegler. And we have to mute it, but you can see she's performing here. She's singing for the Moody Music School. She's been acting since she was 3. And I got to say, she's a good little vocalist for a kiddo. So in some ways, Michelle, this is a happy story, because while Rachel Zegler is losing screen time for Snow White and the Seven Dirty Hippies, we've got this very young, seemingly very nice. I mean, good grief, how could we say something bad about a kid? She's getting the chance that everybody should dream of. She's getting the Harry Potter chance with the kids who got picked by J.K. Rowling and then came back to hate her and despise her later on. But what an opportunity for this young girl.
Yeah, I mean, truly. Again, my mind's stuck on the fact that if you have this sweet, innocent, I'm sure she'll be able to put off innocence. She's a kid.
Right.
version of the character, it's going to be a startling contrast. Again, if they don't totally reshoot Rachel Zegler's dialogue, because if it goes from sweet to abrasive, you're going to be like, well, what happened? What happened in the middle to get us here?
Well, see, and that's kind of what I wonder is their plan then going to be to have flashbacks to some sort of disaster with this child that lets you then buy into, gosh, villainous Snow White? I mean, is this like a Cruella de Vil situation? And the reason I say that, Michelle, is because if we go back to the article and read the very bottom, it says, but of course, for all the cuteness of Amelia Foucher and the opportunity of a child's lifetime, the story here probably still must be that Disney doesn't even feel they can run with Rachel Zegler's Snow White they once did. Let's go to the last sentence, though. This is the key. Because what they're trying to do is they're trying to soften this original portrayal, which is a socialist revolutionary leading a rebellion. So they've got to find a way in these flashbacks, in this childhood part, to make you actually care about an abrasive Snow White who don't need no man, who's out there fighting for the political cause of her choice. I think that's a hard sell, but I have to admit that if you said to me, you've got Rachel Zegler, you've got the Snow White project, you've already sunk in, $300 million, you're going to go up to $500 million. What can you do to salvage it? I got to say, I think this is genius. To bring in a kid and recast Snow White for a significant portion of the movie is genius. Michelle, where am I wrong?
You're not wrong. It's just the movie still is not going to work if that is truly. I mean, it's been so long, you know it better than I do. It's been so long since I've watched Snow White, but I don't feel like there's any revolution in the movie at any point. Is there? I don't remember that.
You forgot the armies and the call for the elves to come save the dwarfs and all that.
Yeah, so I just think if they don't totally redo the script and pretty much just redo the movie, I just think still it's going to, at the end of the day, it's not going to do too good.
I think they've got a horrible mess. I think
they do.
But yeah. Listen, here's the thing. This at the beginning of the video, we talked about how this is rumor and speculation territory. Where it stops being rumor and speculation territory is now we know that they have hired a young actress, and they've hired this young actress in a completely different year than they originally shot the film. So we know now that what the source was saying has to be to some degree true, because you're bringing in a young actress. That means that you're introducing childhood this year. Somebody said in 2024, we've got this year-long delay. We're going to insert childhood segments, and we're going to hire a kid who can sing. So that indicates to me that we're getting probably a musical portion, with the girl. So, it seems to me like I think this is where they're going. I think they have to try to get away from Rachel Zegler. Rachel Zegler, think about this, Michelle. She's never had a box office success. Some people might point to Hunger Games. Listen, this most recent Hunger Games did half at best of what all the other Hunger Games movies did. That's not a success. She's been in failure after failure after failure. And I think Disney's looking at it and saying, well, we can't fire her. Let's kick her out of her own movie to some degree.
That's what it sounds like. But again, it's kind of like we said, it's just, at this point, it's just kind of a colossal mess.
Well, that is the way it is for so many of the other franchises for Disney. Michelle, final question. There are indicators that Disney realizes they have severe problems. We've watched as the Rey movie has been delayed. We've watched as Charmin Obaid-Chinoy was turned down for shaping Star Wars in 2024. She may get a chance yet. We have watched as Marvel films have largely been delayed significantly for reshoots, except for Deadpool 3. Now we've got this where Snow White has been delayed, and now we have this where Rachel Zegler, by virtue of the fact they hired this kid, Rachel Zegler has to lose screen time. There's no way she gains screen time by having a child replace her. Do you think, in your heart of heart, in your optimism, do you think that maybe Disney is starting to realize that they're the crazy kid on the block in Hollywood and they got to change?
I don't know if Disney thinks that or if they just think we're all stupid. You know, I don't know I don't know if in their heart of hearts they believe that. I think because the market does ultimately force people in business to do what the market wants. I think they're having to make changes, as we see with this, but they're not fully wanting to make changes yet. They're wanting to like compromise, like almost like I'll compromise with the audience. I'm still gonna mostly do what I want, but I'll give you a little bit here. And they're gonna see that doesn't really work either.
So, Michelle, you would say then the theme of Disney in 2024 is kicking and screaming, kicking and screaming.
Basically until and then I think sadly I just think the people they've had hired they don't know how they're just not good writers. They don't know how to bring the magic back.
Well, Nelson Pelt says he does, and if Snow White doesn't perform, he's going to get an even better shot at it. Folks, you heard it here first. Michelle says that Disney is having a worse time than Bob Iger on a single shower day. If you don't get the joke, keep watching the channel. We'll key you in at some point. But Michelle, there's a channel that we love to watch. It's Force of Light. And I think there was a birthday celebration recently, something to that effect. Did you all have a celebration on Force of Light?
Yes, we had one earlier at our live stream celebrating Natalie's birthday. It was her 21st, clearly.
No. Yes, or an anniversary thereof. But that's still public, right? That's still available for anybody to go watch?
Yes, it's still public. And then all of our live streams are, like if you go to our playlist, you can find all our live streams. Our last one with you, they're all, again, under the live stream playlist.
Fantastic. Folks, make sure you check out Force of Light and go check out those live streams. Great content, great fun, lots of laughs, and you'll come away feeling better each and every day that you do. All right, folks, it's now time for you to participate in this video. It's no longer a passive exercise, but rather hop in there, click the like button, share, subscribe, and when you click it, you stick it to the algorithms. It's the notification bell. Drop a comment down below. Let this not be two talking heads on YouTube, but rather join the conversation. Create a dialogue. Tell us your thoughts. Do you think that this is indeed cutting back on Rachel Zegler's screen time? Will she be furious, or is Disney protected by the child? Maybe even Zegler won't attack a child. She'll go after Gina Carano, she'll go after Jeremy Renner, but not a kid. Surely not a kid. Don't do it, Zegler! All right, folks, that's it. We had too much fun. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, keep learning, keep growing, and keep having fun.
Oh.
What are you doing?
Well, you see, I wanted to get some inside scoops on Disney and their different corporations, if you know what I mean. So I figured by looking into this fistbowl and sucking it randomly with my own energy that I pay for, you paid for, I could do the whole experience where you can be a master and spy on your targets.
You're an idiot. If you want to get the inside scoop on Disney, or even other media organizations, you should check out thatparkplace.com and subscribe to WDW Pro's YouTube channel. That'd be way easier, more accurate, and, less dumb.
Are you saying I won't get accurate information this way?
No, you can't.
Who'd have think?